Well, good morning. Good to see you joining me this morning as we take our walk in the woods again. Kind of overcast this morning, a little nippy still, but here we are in the beautiful and wonderful woods of southwestern Wisconsin, in the unglaciated area. What I'd like to talk about this morning, before we get into the poems, is about the importance of really living our values. And that has to do with looking at the whole concept that we talk about as a nation, that we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that's been our value set, it's been our mission statement, and now we're all going to have a really good opportunity to try and practice that. And often come to mind is the Rotary comments about in their creed, their model is talking about service above self. I mean, how important is that to be able to say that, I am really, really committed to service above self. And that may have to be the one winning factor in this country if we can all pull together and say, we're all in this together and we're going to make all this work. And we're going to have faith and we're going to love one another, and this is going to happen. So speaking about love, Thomas Merton, a Trappist monk who died early in his life, while actually pursuing interfaith studies with people of a different faith, and that, of course, that faith is Buddhism, and he was working with other monks around the world and see what similarities they had in terms of their faith and their connection with the cosmos. And there's part of his biography that talks about him when he had some medical problems, back problems, and he was sent to a secular hospital in Louisville, outside the Trappist monastery where he lived and worked and prayed. And he fell in love with a nurse there, and that was very important to him in his theological development, to really understand, the power of that sense of being loved with another person. So that brought me to the chapter 2 of Restoration Point today, and it has to do with the courtship and those crazy years, I'll have to say, in which I fell in love with and then married, and now I've been with Sabina for 40 years, and I'm most happy for that relationship. So here's just a little short poem to start out here. Today, while I was alone for a whole weekend, I spent it looking for a quiet snowstorm space. To be with you, I found such a place, and it made me happy. Another poem that has to do with our love languages. That, in fact, my love language would be words, as being a really good poet. That I would look at this as my love language. But Sabina, it isn't words. So unfortunately, my poems didn't really work as well as I thought they were. But what really worked was her main love language, which was not words, but acts of kindness. So that's how I went about eventually winning her heart. So, wanting to hear her say words really meant little. What meant to her was that, can't you see I love you by what I am doing, not by what I'm saying? And that really makes sense when we look at that. I'm sure you said, I love you. I heard it in your eyes. Listened to your body. Whispers from your loins. I'm sure you said, I love you, though I didn't hear a sound. And then I think of this kind of transition period of my life, which is really looking at who I was, trying to find out who am I. I'd rather be a poet, I wrote. I'd rather be a poet than what I am today. I'd rather be a feeling expressing man than what I am today. I'd rather be a poet and tell you who I am and how I feel and what you mean to me. You'll love me as a poet, a carefree, touching man. So we go on to a couple other. This was it actually comes from at the University Art Museum here in Wisconsin, and there was an artist on display there by the name of Galembo, and so he was kind of like a very kind of a wild, colorful, pictorial display, as I recall. So anyway, I wrote this poem. It says, if Galembo took our picture, what would she see? Painted macaroni around our zany life? Or a sequined shell, a cupid's heart, surrounding waltzing fools? If Galembo took our picture, she would see us crazy, hopelessly in love, laughing, sharing. I wonder if she'd take it when we skipped rocks on mighty Michigan, or when the world's championship tussle match ended with a draw. And, incidentally, with a delicious, multicolored rhinestone kiss. Yes, Galembo took our picture. I see it now. All right. I'm going to just end with this one. If we peel back the onion skins here, all right? It's called Last Time I Cried. Last time I cried when I made love with you, I couldn't help it. Because you helped me trust. I couldn't help being like a child again. Because last time you really touched me and brought me forward light years and put aside my anger, pain, and self-protection. And I trusted you, a woman, the first time in over 20 years. So that's Galembo taking our picture, and as we sort of walk around the woods today, we see what's out there. It's a beautiful day, and beautiful day in this neighborhood. So let us take care of and love one another, and look forward to seeing you next time. Tune in. God bless you. Bye-bye.